G'day all and welcome to Murder Valley. The track's made it into Studio B because it's the second filming location and it's also blue. So there you go, very imaginative. I hope some of you have been keeping up with the track build. If not, if this is your first video, go back and watch the couple previous. But if you're here, you might be building one of the tracks to go in the Murder Valley Time Attack Challenge. So this is a scaled down version of my original 6-lane for those who haven't seen it before. But the video today, or the topic of today's video, is how to level up your track to make it more advanced, smoother, better for doing track times and better for competing in this challenge. So when I put the track together, I got my Bi-Brew timing system here. So there's the light bridge, there's my Arduino, and an old crappy old laptop that's that crappy the keyboard doesn't even work, and I have to use one of those because none of the numbers work on that. It's ridiculous. But anyway, hey, what do you get? It was free. So so here we are. So I put this together. So this is the way I build tracks now, and I don't think I'll ever build them another way. I think this is just it. If I'm doing an AFX track or a plastic sectional track, this is the way that I recommend to do it. It's a lot of work by comparison to just sticking it on a table. I'm not gonna lie, but 2 layers of 3mm MDF with the joins staggered and then glued together. So this is why it's 2 layers. So it's one continuous bit of MDF. Then I just lay the track on top of that, and of course, and then just build up all the elevations out of polystyrene. The whole table is built out of polystyrene. It's 75mm sheets, which is 3-inch. It's nice and light. It's very, very stiff. I've just got these very, very thin timber runners through the middle that I have screwed into the end of the timber, and of course I've got the timber frame around the outside just so it's nice and strong. And it really is like it's got a that's, I'm picking that up just one-handed, but that little bit of flex is fine. So how to level up further. When I was driving this around yesterday, all I could hear was the clickety click sound, and it was driving me mad. Look at my pickup shoes. Now, I've been racing on built tracks, like pre-set up tracks like I'm doing to this one now, for a long time, and it's been years, like probably 2018 since the last time I drove on a track that wasn't properly secured. So look at what it's done to my pickup shoes. I haven't had pickup shoe wear like that in years. I normally get 1 or 2 seasons of racing out of these, and they're destroyed in one day. And I do a lot of laps with my cars. So that clickety click sound that you can hear is the sound of the bad joins in your track chopping up your pickup shoes. And pickup shoes, I don't know what you think, how much money you've got, but I just hate seeing things wasted, and they're not that easy to get. So why spend money and just chop them up? This is why I go to this sort of level of what I'm doing. So the people with a keen eye, you'll see screws. So I haven't done any of this part yet. So I've started going through putting screws in my track, just in the standard. If you look, there's small holes in the track pieces. Ignore the pieces of plastic there on the track. So what I do is I've just got a small, what is it, 40 watt soldering iron. That's hot enough. So I pre-drill the holes, just make them that little bit larger. I've got a 2.5mm drill bit. I've got these 4G 12mm long countersunk screws. I've got one here. The track's essentially 6mm thick, so there's not much screw. So what I do is I drill the hole just to make it that little bit bigger. I screw the screw. I don't drill the MDF because I want the screw to bite in the MDF, right? So I screw it in so it just sits proud like this. I come through with the soldering iron when it's hot and just preheat the screw so it makes the screw hot. The heat doesn't do anything to the MDF, but it does to the plastic. So once it's hot enough, then I take that off and just get a manual screwdriver. Here we go. So just get a manual screwdriver and then just screw it in. Don't force it. If it's not going in easy enough, heat the screw up longer. But what it does is it melts the plastic and it pushes it away from the head. So the last time I built a track, I drilled all the holes, I countersunk all the holes, and what you end up with is thin track. And I came up with this while I was adjusting my bigger track to make it better. This is a much better way of doing it, and it's less work too. So yeah, you just heat that screw up, and then what you're left with, that's what they look like after they're clean. You just want that screw head below your track level, because otherwise it'll upset the cars. And after you've heated and driven it, like, you know, lightly screwed the screw in, this is what you end up with. And you just either a chisel or a Stanley knife blade or whatever method you've got, just knock the top off that. I will be also going through, you know how you get the little bits of track pieces that are a little bit warped. I will be putting a screw in the middle of this one and probably in the middle of this one too. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So when you're doing this screwing operation, it's really easy just to not think about what you're doing and just start screwing and just lining up all the joins and going around. But what you end up doing there, you knock corners a little bit out of joint. But as you go around doing it, you need to sort of screw one piece and then check the next 5, and you need to keep checking further and further ahead. You need to make sure this sort of thing doesn't happen, because if you end up getting spreading, these tabs stand up, and when your car comes through and drop, that's where your tyres are hitting, and that's going to make your car unstable, and it's going to make it more difficult to get a nice, consistent, fast lap time and stay on lap after lap, which is what you're trying to do. This challenge is about a couple of things. It's about everyone having the same track, and then being able to tune your car. Very, very basic cars is what we're racing, like the Bulldog and Turbo with standard magnets and everything. So the car's very basic, so it's going to come down to your tuning skills, your driving skills, and then of course your track tuning skills. So any of you guys who are going to be racing in this series or running with an unsecured track, if you guys can get anywhere near the lap times that the guys with leveled out tracks like what I'm doing, if you can get anywhere near that time, that's like a badge of honour. Don't be put off by not being able to compete or not coming first or whatever. This is a learning curve. You guys at home can use watching other people. So as everyone does their video and they pick their car up and they go, this is what my car is, this is what my body weighs, these are the tyres I'm using. You can look at their tracks, you can see what their cars are, you can see what tyres they're using. If they're having great success and you see other drivers having great success with the same tyres, well, maybe it's a good idea for you to pick up the same ones. It'll help you. But yeah, if you're struggling for speed or you're struggling for tips, ask people. I know that certainly the Australian races will help you to improve your lap times and help you to improve your track, because we want the challenge. We want guys to take us on. The last thing we want is just to win everything, but that'd be a bit full of myself thinking I'm gonna win everything, because I don't think I am, because there's some quick blokes out there. So if you're watching this and you don't know whether to get involved, get involved. Come and have a go. What's the worst that's going to happen? You mightn't come first. Whoop-de-doo. But I want people in their videos to say what country they're from and even what city they're from. And when I build my spreadsheet of the results, we can see who's faster. Australia, America, Canada, England, Europe, wherever we can find drivers who are willing to build this track. And you can build it inverted, like you can build a mirror image of it, as long as the corners are in the same. But yeah, make sure you leave enough room to put your hand in comfortably, because if your car comes off, because you got to marshal your own car while you're racing. That's the deal. Because there'll be some guys racing on their own. There'll be others racing with a friend there. It's a bit unsporting if the guy's got his mate on the other side marshalling his car. So driver does it alone. It also inspires you not to come off. But I reckon this is going to be a good little challenge, and a good little skill improver for those who have never raced before. So come on, come and have a go.